A massive day here for Bitcoin as it gets ready to break out into new all-time highs, currently trading at $120,000 per Bitcoin. We've got ETH right behind it, about to break all-time highs from 4 years ago, currently trading at 4,700. And we have altcoins primed and ready to pump for altcoin season. As a part of today's video, we're diving into the charts. Well, what's up, Ita Gang? Welcome into Dapp Central, your home for everything blockchain and crypto. My name is Fareed. As a part of today's video, brief update here, diving into the crypto charts here, as it officially looks like alt season is right around the corner. Bitcoin currently trading and hovering right now as it's sort of powering up above all-time highs, currently trading at roughly $120,000 per Bitcoin. We've got ETH, which has been catching up since the early portion of July, where we've seen it break out from 2,800, now trading at nearly an all-time high, tracing all the way back to 2021 of roughly 4,700. I think today is officially the day where we will see ETH tapping that old all-time high and potentially breaking into the 4,900, if not $5,000 range. Now, what does this mean for Cardano, Solana, Avalanche, Sui, Pepe, and all of the other altcoins? Well, typically we've seen traditionally funds or profits rolling out from BTC, which is currently at all-time highs. People have been massively in profit since about a year to a year and a half ago. All those profits rolling into ETH. Once ETH makes new all-time highs, all of those profits rolling into riskier altcoins. So I do believe that the altcoin run or altcoin season is just around the corner. I would say roughly just a couple of weeks, maybe 1 to 2 weeks away from officially starting here. And I want to break that down. Now, if it's your first time stopping by the channel, my goal is to help you find your footing here within the Cardano and Bitcoin ecosystems. If you appreciate content like this, I would appreciate you if you could smash that thumbs up on the way in. It is by far one of the easiest ways to show your support here on the channel. If you want more content just like this, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or maybe just a different perspective, feel free to voice off down below. Now, I am also a stake pool operator within the Cardano ecosystem. If you'd like to extend your support, consider delegating your ADA with either of the two Dapp Central stake pools, which share the ticker DAPP. Without any further ado, we're jumping right on in, looking at the king of all kings, which is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin currently trading here at roughly around 120K per Bitcoin. Now, this is the daily time frame here. We were stuck in this massive range, or we could not break above 108K, and we finally broke above that. We hit a new all-time high of roughly 120K, and then we've retested this 112K sort of as a level of support. Now, since then, we've seen a sharp bounce or reversal in Bitcoin. And again, this is on the daily time frame here, where we're starting to see BTC pushing past this and breaking into, again, new all-time highs. Now, this will definitely lead into a new all-time high for ETH, which is actually what we're going to jump into next. Now, I want to also just briefly here before I jump over, take a look at Bitcoin on the weekly. So looking at the RSI here, we still have a little bit of room to go until we're really oversold. Again, in these moments here where we do get oversold, that's where you see big price appreciation. This was a week of 22% gains here, followed by another week of 10%, so roughly 30% gain on Bitcoin. We're not yet in that overheated territory here at the bottom, roughly at 66 on the RSI. Last time we were hovering at around 68 before we saw these 4 massive weeks here for Bitcoin in a row. I think we're about to see something just like that. And just looking at the numbers here, let's say that we do run another 30% from where we currently stand. That brings us to roughly around 150K. So again, massive, massive opportunity here. Let me just break that down one more time. That brings us to roughly right there, 150K on Bitcoin. Now, if we see 150K on Bitcoin, we will definitely see some massive numbers here on ETH. So now taking a look at ETH, since the month of April, ETH is now up 200%. It seems like it was just yesterday people were talking about ETH going to lower lows, breaking below $1,000 when it was at 1,400. It's done a massive reversal and again has just been super bullish here, outperforming Bitcoin here. And if we take a look at ETH BTC on the daily, it is flying high, meaning that as Bitcoin moves, ETH is moving higher and much faster. Now, again, jumping back into the weekly here, what you'll notice that we're actually just breaking into overheated territory here. We have the RSI currently at 73 compared to Bitcoin. Again, ETH is currently outperforming. And we have this expanding wedge or this megaphone pattern, which is extremely bullish. This has been building up on the weekly here. Taking a look all the way back in 2021, we saw ETH at 4,700. That is currently where we are. Let's see here, about 1,300 days later. So it's been a rough about 4 years, and we are back to all-time highs for ETH, the second largest crypto asset right now. And again, this is usually the indicator or the leader into altcoin season. So taking a look here, we've got the megaphone bullish pattern, again, where we see sort of this expanding or this broadening wedge here with a massive run to the downside, but then followed by a V-shaped recovery to the upside, a break above the upward trending line. And then we've got a retest of that upward trend line and then sort of a continuation pattern. So where I believe right now we are is we've seen, right, this massive leg to the downside. We're now recovering above the upward sloping trend line. I believe we're going to see a potential retest, right? Now, it doesn't mean that we're going to come all the way back down to 4,300, but I do believe that if we even break past the all-time high, that there will be a pullback, right? It might be very brief, very shallow, but I do anticipate a pullback followed by a continuation into the range of $5,000. Now, taking a look here, we've got the fact that ETH is currently at $4,700 and that nobody cares. It's coming in from Rect Fencer. He's talking about the fact that there's no euphoria, no mania, literally just nothing. Uber drivers aren't shilling their tokens. Cousins aren't talking about it. No one's taking in second mortgages to ape it on crypto just yet. So it seems like we're very still early. And he's got a target of all the way up to $17,000. So let's take a look at exactly what that means here on the price. So we're just going to sort of zoom out here. And if we get even just to $12,000, that's a move of 150%. And let's just take here ETH to 17K. That brings us to roughly a gain of 250%. Again, when alt season goes, anything is possible. Now, what does this mean for Cardano, ADA, and all the other altcoins? Well, let's take a look at ADA here very briefly, where we have the fact that ADA has now gotten a golden cross on the weekly time frame. This is massive. Typically, when you get a golden cross, it signals higher prices and a potential retest of prior highs. Now, where does that lead us to? Looking here, our prior highs back in December of 2024 was at around $1.21. So if we do see a massive push in altcoins after ETH breaks all-time highs, what we can expect is roughly around a 34% run in ADA from the current price, but then continuation in my personal opinion. So zooming out even further, if we're able to break past this 120 range, we're now looking at somewhere around the $1.50 range. And then from there, it's an attack to $2.31, followed by an attack at the prior all-time highs at around $3. So again, if we take a look at where that leads us from now, we've got a move of 36% to test all-time highs, a move of 71% for $1.50, 161% for $2.30, and then 242% for all-time highs. And as you guys can see, I mean, we've got sort of like this massive, massive cup formation here where we had the bear market where we could not break above the 50 on the weekly, which is that golden line here. And we finally have started to hold up against it. And it's now actually showing up as support. And one other thing to notice is that on the monthly, if I jump in here, I'll zoom in. We've got the 50 again, which is now acted as support. We saw the bounce off of 69 cents. And we're now holding strong above that. So another indicator here that ADA is getting ready to run, including all of the other altcoins. Now, as we get ready to close things out here, I have to highlight this particular tweet here by Alex Becker, breaking down the fact that there has been massive interest in the term altcoin in the last couple of weeks. So we can see here, this is dating all the way back to altcoins or altcoin season back in 2021. And we've seen basically a tapering off of that actual search of that term. We saw it tick back up when the election happened back in December/January. And look at that. Altcoin season is now in all-time highs, right, when it comes to search terms. So I do believe that it is right around the corner. And again, don't forget how this works, right? We've got capital coming into Bitcoin, ETH, and stablecoins. We get Bitcoin and ETH rallying, followed, right, by investors taking profits, people that have been sidelined sort of waiting to buy the dip, also then sort of rushing into catch up in altcoins, which then pumps all of them and gives us the highly anticipated altcoin season. So we've already seen Bitcoin at new all-time highs. We're seeing ETH breaking into new all-time highs. As people take profit from those two assets, I do believe that we're going to see capital rotating in a huge influx of potential ETFs approved, right, which will all lead to new capital or new liquidity dumping into altcoins. That said, let me know what you guys think down below. That will do it here for today's brief update. Take a look at the charts here and exactly what we can expect for the coming weeks, if not months ahead, which if you've been here, you've endured a long and a grueling bear market. Hopefully you're ready to be rewarded here as the bull market, or at least altcoin season, kicks off here. I do believe that Bitcoin at least has been in a bull market. ETH is now finally showing signs of life, and altcoins are right behind. That'll do it here for this update. If you found this to be helpful, I would appreciate you if you could smash that thumbs up on the way out. If you want more, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, I would appreciate you if you'd leave a comment down below. That said, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.